So today is December 20th, 2024, and I decided I need a little bit more accountability in my life. More accountability, more vulnerability. And I thought, well, what the heck? I'll just go ahead and start a podcast doing this, right? See how this goes. And I thought I would do this hopefully for myself and anyone else out there who needs some accountability in their life. Maybe they can come look at what I'm doing, and maybe I'm making some effect in their life. Maybe I'm just making some effect in my life. But I thought I would start here because I feel like I need to have some extreme accountability, some sort of reason for doing what I'm doing, and some way to hold myself to it. So for me, I thought, you know what? Why don't we start here? Maybe make this for some other dads, some other people who are just interested in trying to push themselves some way, some form, get themselves going, get themselves motivated. So for me, that's what this is for. So why? Because I want to be able to, hold myself accountable, put it out there publicly. Maybe somebody's going to actually watch me do this. No idea. It could be the worst podcast ever created. I don't care. Like I said, it's for me, for whoever needs some accountability. I hope somebody gets something out of it. If it's just myself, that's fine too. I'm totally okay with that. And to be vulnerable, this makes me uncomfortable, so automatically I'm holding myself accountable to doing something that I wouldn't normally do. So step one, do something I wouldn't normally do. And I was thinking about that this morning, and I was getting a little pumped up, right? Thinking about my day, thinking about different things I was going to do with 2025 right around the corner. And one of them was to be more vulnerable, to come out here and just say, I'm not used to doing this. I don't like doing this. I don't like being in front of a crowd. I don't like talking. I get quite nervous. It's not fun for me, but I know I need to get more comfortable doing it. So that's part of my motivation, and I hope that it helps some other people, right? So anyone else who has got the same issue where they just don't feel comfortable speaking in front of an audience, putting their face out there in front of a crowd, I hope I can be, the flag bearer, planting that flag in the ground and saying it's okay. We're going to start here. We're going to keep on going. And as I was thinking about what I wanted to do this morning, what popped in my head was just get started. And I think that that's probably the most important thing, is to just get started. So that's my episode 1. I do hope that it's not the worst thing out there on the internet, but it could be. But if nothing else, maybe I'll get started, and maybe, just maybe, I can influence somebody else to also get started. So what exactly is accountability? Man, to me, accountability is saying you're going to do something and then doing it, right? I'm accountable to myself. I'm accountable to whoever I told you. It's almost like a promise. In fact, accountability really is a promise, but to yourself. And if you can't make a promise and keep it to yourself, how are you ever going to make a promise and keep it to anyone else, right? So if you're not truly accountable to yourself when no one else cares about it, how does that affect you going forward? Because when it comes to accountability, man, it's so easy to just say, it's a tough day. I'm tired. Kids were up all night. I'm sick. Like, that's not being accountable. What that is making excuses. And so for me, I'm trying not to make excuses because I've made a ton of them. And that's what got me to this point, is I've made a ton of excuses throughout my life. I was winging it forever. And I'm tired of it. And I've had periods of time after I learned about being accountable, after I learned a lot of different tools, that I did get a little better, but truly I'm not being accountable to myself, to my family, to my friends, and I want that to stop. And so for me, it's just get started. Day one, it's awesome. Instead of, I love this quote, instead of saying one day, say day one. Well, today is that day one. Let's be more accountable. Let me be more accountable, because it's day one and I need to get out there. I need to get started. And for me, that means day one, just get started. This is podcast number 1. I hope somebody got something out of this. Let's be accountable.